My doctor told me that the meds I had been on for over 10 years was now affecting my kidneys, so she suggested that I go on a different cocktail. I was open to it, so I took it for 6 weeks when I felt that I was having a mental breakdown. I told the pharmacist that I wanted to go off them and that I wanted to take a med holiday. After a week of not taking any HIV medications, I had a fever that wouldn't subside, which peaked at 101.3 or 38.5 Celsius. At this point, I also started getting a rash on my arm. We all know our bodies, and I knew there was something wrong. I called clinic and told the receptionist that I needed to see my specialist, but was told that she was on vacation and that all the doctors were booked up. I told her that I really needed to see a doctor. I was so desperate that I told the receptionist that I was effing dying. The response was, go to urgent care, emergency, or call 911. So I went to urgent care and they did blood work and told me to take Tylenol for the fever and to come back the following day for my results. The nurse practitioner told me that I was having a viral rebound, so I told the pharmacist and she said that that was probably unlikely. Then she went on to ask me if the nurse practitioner was trained in HIV care. My response, how should I know? The following day, I went back for my test results and was told my viral load was 6.6 million. The rash on my arm was getting worse, and now it was appearing on my other arm. My GP got my blood results and told me that there was something wrong and to go to emergency and ask for a full workup. There wasn't anything very remarkable except for my viral load, so I told the pharmacist that I wanted to go back on my old regimen. Now I was desperate to get back on my old regimen, but it took over a week to get meds even though the requisition was faxed to BCCFE 3 times with a rush order. It didn't help that the pharmacist said, well, you're not the only one that needs meds. That was not helpful. My fever subsided, but the rash on my arms was getting worse and was starting to appear on my legs as well, to the point that the itchiness was keeping me up at night. So again, I went to urgent care and was told to get Reactin, an over-the-counter antihistamine. That didn't work, so I went back to urgent care and was then prescribed a stronger antihistamine that finally worked. In a span of a week, I had gone to urgent care 3 times and emergency once. I finally got my meds and my rash had subsided, but after this whole experience, I was very disappointed with the treatment I had received from my clinic to the point that I wanted my care from somewhere else. After all this, my specialist referred me to as a renal specialist, and he told me that the result of my kidney function test, which my specialist was concerned about, was negligible and that there was no cause for concern. I had been a low-maintenance patient for over a decade, and when I needed care the most, I was told to go to urgent care or emergency. I now felt like a stranger in a place that I had been receiving care for over 2 decades. I appreciate that my specialist was concerned for my kidneys and thought that it would be beneficial to change my regimen. It would have been good to have a follow-up appointment 1 month later just to see how my body was tolerating the new meds. A practice that was mandatory back in the day when we used to be guinea pigs. Also, it's important that people in healthcare settings be more aware of being trauma-informed.